Good morning, everyone. 11 minutes before 7, and we have breaking news on this Wednesday morning. We're looking live right now at a neighborhood near Tennessee State University in Nashville, where police are searching for 3 men who opened fire on a group of about 200 people right around midnight. Police say the men were turned away from a party and then started shooting, apparently at random. One victim was shot in the head and is in critical condition. 2 others were also hurt.
A very good Wednesday morning, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. It is 6:49 on this Wednesday morning. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau, and we're just getting started with nonstop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. Now, some help looks to be on the way for a local family that fell victim big time to those high winds earlier this week.
Marie King of Audubon, Minnesota, says she came home to her house in pieces, the roof laying on the ground and rain pouring inside after 50-mile-per-hour winds whipped through their neighborhood. She's worried now about getting all of her belongings out of the house before the whole thing collapses.
I was surprised that it was the only one in the trailer park that actually got destroyed.
The Red Cross usually helps people out in these situations, but Marie says she had no contact with anyone from the group.
Now, we did get in touch with officials from the Red Cross, and they said that her case was accidentally sent to the wrong region initially. They have since made contact with the family to help them out.
It's coming up on 6:51. Time for weather and traffic on the ones. And we check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. No big winds to talk about today. Kind of quiet, actually.
Yeah, good news on that front, that's for sure. This morning starting off a little chilly, but otherwise it looks like a great day today. We've got a beautiful sunrise starting to take shape, starting to see that first hint of light on our eastern horizon there. That's how you know we're clear right now. Of course, we've got beautiful starry skies overnight last night and early this morning as well. We'll see that sun continuing all day long on our hourly planner here in Fargo, and temperatures are going to respond back into the mid, even some upper 60s in parts of the Southern Valley today. So much like yesterday, but even warmer than we were. With that wind on the lighter side, we may see that pick up into the teens to about 20 miles per hour later on this afternoon and into this evening, but that will be about as high as it goes. So again, a beautiful start to our day here. It is chilly. You'll want to wear that jacket or that extra layer. 38 degrees our current temperature in Fargo with clear skies, wind out of the west-southwest at 7 miles per hour. In Moorhead, we're at 37 degrees. It's 42 in Grand Forks, 39 in Valley City, 37 in Oaks and into Minnesota. There are a couple of areas where we're getting very close to the freezing mark, and that's down toward Wahpeton and Fergus Falls. We're at 34 degrees there, so there may be a couple of areas where we have a little patchy frost to start this morning. Detroit Lakes, in contrast, very mild to start, 45 degrees right now. The wind on the light side for most of us, we're seeing wind at less than 10 miles per hour, except over toward Devil's Lake, where we have a 14-mile-per-hour speed there out of the west. A nice westerly breeze keeping our temperatures from dipping too much more here this morning. And looking at our radar and satellite composite, it's looking nice and quiet. We've got great conditions ahead of us today. Here's a look at our forecast for everyone this afternoon. Near 60 degrees in the Northern Valley. We're all enjoying some sunshine, but it'll be a little cooler up there. Some low 60s over toward Grand Forks, 63 degrees around 3 o'clock this afternoon, 66 in Fargo. And again, the farther south you go, the greater the likelihood of getting close to or even hitting that 70-degree mark today. All in all, a nice day across the valley. 66 the high in Fargo again, with tomorrow our next chance for some rain. It should be very isolated and not too impressive, but there is a chance we could see some raindrops for our Thursday, especially in the afternoon, with that a few more clouds as well, and temperatures cooler. And behind that system will be even chillier. 30 degrees to start off on Friday. 52 the high, and this weekend, Saturday, starts in the upper 20s, so looking at a hard freeze possibly coming up in a few days. But it still looks nice and quiet this weekend. Let's check in with Al for an update on traffic.
Lisa, I drove south this morning down to 52nd Avenue. There's some road work going on down there on the interstate ramps and also right around the interstate on 52nd. Make sure you're mindful of that. And boy, is there traffic out there. Right now I'm on northbound Interstate 29, and I-29 is very, very busy, both north and southbound. Getting here this morning, Interstate 94 also very active, particularly westbound. Drive carefully today and have a good day. Al, I'm at Valley Today Traffic.
6:53 now. A lot of people are weighing in, and some of them are shaking their heads about a gun incident in South Fargo that police say could have gone a lot worse. An officer was in the 4600 block of 8th Avenue South around 7 p.m. Monday when he saw 2 men running around a vehicle in a parking lot. pointing what appeared to be guns at each other.
Fargo police posted pictures on Facebook of the weapons that they confiscated, which actually turned out to be BB guns. Police say the men told them that they were just playing around. No arrests were made at the time of the incident, but criminal charges could still be filed. One man is in custody after police say he threatened 2 people at a Bismarck home with a gun.
Yeah, they were able to get out of that house and call police, but the man refused to come out. He barricaded himself inside for more than 15 hours, at one point shooting at police officers. Now, no one was hit. The man finally gave up after a SWAT team shot tear gas into that home. Well, police are showing the public pictures of a woman who robbed the Citizens Community Credit Union in Grand Forks on Monday, and they say she looks a lot like a suspect in a Bremer Bank robbery in Grand Forks 2 weeks ago.
A surveillance photo of the Bremer Bank suspect on September 30th shows her holding a weapon. Now, on the right is a picture of the suspect during Monday's robbery at the credit union. If you have any information about the recent Grand Forks Bank robberies, you're asked to contact police. 2 people died and another person is hurt in a fire in St. Paul.
Yeah, it happened on the city's south side around 9 last night. Fire crews say they found all of the victims inside the home. 2 of them were pronounced dead at the scene. The third was taken to a local hospital. The cause of that fire is still under investigation this morning.
This is the second deadly fire in the Twin Cities this month. 3 children were killed October 3rd in a house fire in Minneapolis.
Well, a lot of people are probably still talking about Monday night's Taylor Swift concert at the Fargo Dome, but there's one local mom who's been left with some bad blood after her wildest dreams did not come true. She's also warning others about a ticket scam that got her.
Wendy Anderson contacted our whistleblower hotline after finding a woman selling tickets on Craigslist. The seller texted her pictures of the tickets, told her to go to Walmart and wire her money, but then stopped responding. Wendy never got the tickets and her daughter missed the concert. The expert's advice: buy from reputable brokers and never wire money to someone you don't know. A lot of people are coloring Hillary Clinton the winner of the first Democratic presidential debate held last night in Las Vegas. But Bernie Sanders is also winning praise for his strong performance. He got the biggest applause of the night when he defended Clinton, saying America was tired of hearing about her emails.
Now, most people who watched the debate at a Democratic watch party at Worst Beer Hall in downtown Fargo told us that they wanted to see how Sanders and Clinton would interact, and they hoped that the jabs that dominated the recent Republican debates wouldn't happen in this one. The next Democratic candidate debate is scheduled for November 14th in Des Moines, Iowa. Well, it's going to be a night of fun, fashion, and helping out kids.
The All That Style fashion show is at the Shriners on Thursday night. The Valley Today's Christy Larson joins us live from the El Zagel Shrine with more this morning. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, guys. That's right. It's going to be a big day of fun, whether you come to the 2 o'clock show or the 7 o'clock show. We have Barb Rood here with us this morning. And again, let's talk about who this all benefits, because it's not just about getting your fashion tips.
This benefits all the children. One of the purposes of for us is to make sure that all children have a healthy, happy life during a very challenging time in their life.
And you guys are going to have more than 40 different outfits. You're actually wearing one of the styles, too.
I have a faux fur from Dress Barn. You can dress it up, dress it down. It has a detachable collar. And this is called a Lanny.
I didn't know that. See, I'm already learning something, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big social event. Why would you encourage people to come?
Well, come because, as you know, our purpose is for the love of a child, which is our motto. And it's a good way for you to see what's in style, and it's a good way for you to pick something that you might choose an accessory to go with an outfit, and it's a good way just to have a really good time.
Yeah, and again, you're going to have not only some treats before and after each show, but also some door prizes. And Lisa, I know you're no stranger to the runway, so I thought I might try some of my stuff, and the ladies are going to show off their stuff a little bit too this morning. So here we go.
Oh, and she also provides her own music.
She's got her own catwalk music.
Look at that stretch. Nice. All right.
Oh, they've all got the pro. Yeah, you got to get down to the end, and you give the look at the end, right? That's the big thing. That's what I learned from Zoolander anyway. I've been working on Magnum for a while, so if they want to call me, I can maybe help out a little bit tomorrow.
Train them a little bit, give them a few pointers before the fashion show starts. Oh, they're loving it. Christy Larson reporting live for us. Thank you, Christy. Kids at Ed Clapp Elementary in Fargo were treated to the music and message from a Valley native who's showcasing his talents now on The Voice. Yesterday, Blind Joe told kids life is tough, but encouraged them to not let hurdles destroy their dreams.
Yeah, he took up guitar at a young age. After years of practice, started playing in clubs around Fargo-Moorhead. And of course, he got 4 chairs to turn on The Voice. We're still watching for how he's going to do as a member of Team Blake. Good luck to Blind Joe there for sure.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. 65% of us will do what this month?
The answer, carve a pumpkin. That makes sense for sure. Remember, if you want to take part in our question of the morning on Facebook, you can head to our Valley News Live Facebook page every Monday through Friday morning. Temps once again into the 60s, it sounds like.
60s today, even in the far southern valley, we could get close to 70 degrees. It looks really good for today. Lighter wind, lots of sunshine.
Nice. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. More local news and weather for you right here in just 25 minutes.
Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.